What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? It's your boy, Luciferian Prince, coming at you once again. Uh, it's a rainy day, a little bit slow, but still feel motivated. Rain always puts a damper on your mood, so you know, it is what it is. But before I proceed, my previous video on the object of like critical race theory and so forth and so on, I monetized it, right? Just so happens that the video says monetization not available, which just totally validates my point, which is totally fine. Whatever. It is what it is. It just further proves the point that, particularly, when you know what's going on, you know what's going on. So it's fine. Whatever. Notice that I also said in the video, private corporation. So anyway, it's not going to still stop me from teaching history. See, I'm not teaching critical race theory in my channel. I'm teaching history. So let's get that straight. Anyway, before I proceed with this video, if you're watching this video around children, please remove them from your immediate vicinity. Cool? I'll wait. Okay. The title of this video is called Affidavit of Driving. I revisited it because I don't think that I really went into proper detail with what the purpose of it was for. And lately, a lot of people have been asking me, like, several people, I should say, within like the past week, like, can you drive without a license? Absolutely. You can. You absolutely can. But I hope you like eating bologna sandwiches. I hope you like eating bologna sandwiches. The real ones know what I'm talking about. See, inherently, there's nothing wrong with having a license. You have to understand what a license is. A license is basically permission to do something. What's the difference between a gun permit and a driver's license? It allows you to do something in commerce. So, in commerce, you're dealing with commercial activity. There's nothing wrong with having a license. No, it's not. No, most people are like, well, they got this idea that, yes, you have the right to travel. That is perfectly fine. Understandable. Yes, we get that. But when it gets down to court costs and court fees and so forth and so on, or potentially worse, where something could go wrong, that's a burden you're going to bear. And the reason why I said particularly affidavit driving is because an affidavit is a statement of truth about what you're defining as what you consider driving. It's just making a distinction. It's a documentation making a distinction if anybody fails to adhere to what driving is. It's just making a distinction between a variation of what a driver's license is, what you're doing as far as your locomotion is concerned, and there's nothing wrong with it. Now, I know some people say, well, I don't have a license, I ride around, they just let me go. Well, maybe so. Hey, I'm not going to gamble with it. You'll never see a video on my fucking channel where I'm ever going to tell you, hey, you don't need one. Nah. You need insurance. You need a functional, active license. And particularly, if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Everybody can theorize in their own particular way. But you're only theorizing based upon something that was set that you're reacting to. And most people who actually encourage that can't teach you proper court procedure to if you get in that position. So why put yourself in that position in the first place? I know people may disagree with me. You may feel like you don't need one. That's on you. This video ain't for you. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's just using it properly. That's the problem. Using it properly that a lot of people don't get. That's what we do with everything that we want to go functionally acceptable in our lives, using it properly. You'll go out there and try to go get a gun permit. Obviously, it's basically you being capable and your conscience of using it properly. What's so hard about that? I've seen videos on here. People are like, "Oh, you don't need no license. You could travel. You could just run it." Y'all play with this fascist government if you want to. Trust me, play with them if you want to. Capitalists, oh, they don't mind putting you in jail for that. They're gonna monetize it anyway. They're gonna monetize the license by your usage of it by infractions, or you go into the shit can. Either way, they're gonna win. So why not use your sense to walk the middle of the road? Use your best sense to keep yourself out of either situation. How hard is that? You have a conscience. And it kills me because a lot of people, they have this idea. And I try to tell people, you got to be careful who you listen to on these airways, because a lot of them are disinformation agents. Straight. Designed to set your ass up based upon your gullibility and your naivety. But who's going to have to bear the legal cost? The person you listen to the advice from, or your ass for listening to the advice that you believe, that you think you know? It's going to be you. So why not promote I definitely was about to slip up and say common sense. Why not promote proper sense? I should say that, because common sense ain't common, obviously. Proper sense, and just do it the right way. If you're a secured party creditor, if you are a proper secured party creditor, I should say more so, and something happens with the misusage of the license, at least you're going to be secured to the transaction of whatever takes place from any act of forbearance for the usage license. That's all. In less than 8 minutes. I would never advise for somebody in my life to do something I wouldn't do for myself. Straight. I'm not ever going to tell you you don't need one. Fuck. Your social security number is a fucking license. You didn't have no decision in saying that. It was issued to you. Anything issued to you is a license. If it's issued to you, that's what it is. Deal with it. Just learn how to use it. That's people's problem. They swear that you're not bulletproof. Trust me. You're not. You're not. Fruit cup. Don't play with these people. Do it the right way. That way you ain't got to worry about that stuff. You know? Just like these other people I've heard over the years tell people you don't have to go to court. Okay. All right. Okay. Believe them if you want to, because I know those people out there are disinformation agents. You better take your ass in there. Or guess what? They'll come find you. You don't have enough resources. They have unlimited resources at their disposal to come find you. All you're going to do is keep running. Just handle your business, or your business going to handle you. Straight. Don't run from your problems, because you can run, Forrest, run. But eventually, when we do run, you eventually run out of breath. Straight. Handle your business. That's why it's called being responsible. See, anybody that tells you anything to the opposite is teaching you how to be irresponsible. And I promise you, as long as I've dealt with this and been on this plane, this distinct applet we call Earth, I ain't saying you got to bow down, but I'm saying you better have sense. Because it's a losing game, especially if you take advice from somebody who's basically teaching you how to be irresponsible. What the fuck? The worst thing is, they're not going to eat you. You're just going to have to contend a little bit. There's nothing wrong with contending. Most of y'all argue with family members. Y'all ain't got no problem with that. So what's the difference between going to court? It's not so hard. It's just that a lot of people want the easy way out. You know what the easy way out is? When your silver cord snaps. That's the easy way out. You better learn that while you're in this distinct construct, you're here. Deal with it. It all starts up here. They waiting for some people to slip up. Especially with this scenario going on. You got to realize a lot of people who are quarantining and staying away aren't out and about. So that means that by that participation of you staying out of the system, that means the people who are in it are stuck. So do you really think it's a time right now to be driving without a license? I wouldn't think that's smart. That's just my advice. That's all I can say. To each his own. If you want to go out there and be a renegade, be a renegade. But you still gonna become, you will be a renegade, but you'll become revenue. Use this. That's why you got it for a reason. And that's hard for a lot of people to believe, but trust me, sometimes rebellion comes in many forms. There's this peaceful, there's anarchy, there's direct, there's verbal, there's metaphysical, there's spiritual, comes in many forms. But rebellion is all the same. Just play it smart. That's called a smart rebellion. Use the brain that your creator gave you. Simple. Don't listen to these fucking dickheads. I have to set y'all up talking about some, yeah, man, sure, man, you know, I do it all the time. How we know? Where's your proof? It's like I said, I wouldn't do it. Not at all. Because it's about functionality, responsibility, and the integrity that you have to propose to using it. Use it for its particular purpose. Just make sure when it comes time, when legal forbearance comes, you know how to handle it. That's the thing. So, like I said, affidavit of driving revisited because I had to elaborate a little bit more. I went into the specifics of documentation as opposed to just the explanation. I think people need more explanation before they need documentation. So I put the carriage before the horse. So now the horse is before the carriage. So that comes next. You like my channel? First time viewing it? Like and subscribe. You don't like what I have to say? Shit, go drive without a license, motherfucker. Just don't eat the bologna. Don't eat the bologna. You don't be in there eating bologna sandwiches and cookies. And if it's food shortages in certain places on the streets, why the fuck would you want to put yourself in that situation? Really, just to the delusional people. You really think isolation and incarceration is where you want to be right now? Keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. That's on you. But me, I'm going to keep being me. Keep on pushing. Y'all stay tuned for the next upload. Peace, light, love. Agents, fuck you. It is what it is. But please don't listen. Listen to sound advice. Like something that you can deduct. Like, okay, that doesn't. If you can tell yourself that makes sense, then it does. But just don't jump out on a limb like, no, you don't need no license, and then go borrow your grandmama's car. Now, Granny can't get to church, all because you listen to some dumbass motherfucker. Ain't that a shame? I leave off on this note. A jagged stone can't accept a square stone because the wall will crumble. A square stone can't accept a jagged stone unless the wall will crumble. But if you square the stones equally together, the wall will stand.